No Man's Land, written by Michelle Davidson and Jeffrey Field.
Ah!
A scream pierces the void. Interior, Ruby's house, day, the year 2070. Sunlight slips through a dusty window onto Ashley, mid-30s, sweaty and crimson. As she fights through the climax of labor, she begs for information between desperate gasps.
What's wrong? Tell me.
A midwife, 40s, adept and calm, replaces a bloody towel.
Deep breaths, we're almost there.
Ashley's mother, Ruby, 60s, her youthful beauty ravaged by sun and time, clutches her daughter's hand and whispers.
When you came into this world, I saw God. She was singing. So much joy will come from all this pain.
She caresses Ashley's forehead.
Now, push now.
A tear trails down Ashley's weary face. She pushes. Silence. Then a baby cries.
Let me see her. Let me hold her.
The midwife and Ruby check the baby. Their eyes sink at once. They've just seen the worst thing possible.
Let her hold her child, please.
The midwife moves the baby to the bassinet.
You know I can't do that. I'm so sorry, but it's a boy.
Ashley sobs. Her energy, her will to live, drains out. Her breaths grow short and shallow as blood seeps through the white sheet. She turns pale.
Help her!
The midwife works to stop the bleeding. It's no use. Ashley's dead eyes stare at the bassinet. Her arms lay extended, reaching for it. Ruby, stoic, mouths a heartbreaking I love you and releases Ashley's hand. She reaches for the baby.
Ruby, no.
I need to hold him.
No, I have to call the dispatcher.
I just lost my daughter. She's all I had. Let me hold him, please.
The midwife nods. She gathers her towels and packs up. She looks for one tool that's missing. She turns and Ruby stabs the midwife's throat with medical scissors. Ruby watches her fall, then lifts the sweet baby. She carries the child to the window and looks out. An old guitar leans against the wall, splattered with blood. Exterior, the woods. Day, the year 2086, 16 years later. A silhouette trudges through the thick forest. Crisp twigs snap under heavy boots. Milli, 15, a curiosity factory, lean with wild hair, carries a limp burlap sack through familiar terrain. Her shirt rises in back, exposing a pistol in her waistband. She tracks a faint wail to a brush pile. A snared rabbit struggles to escape crimped wires. Milli stares at the animal. Heartbreak fills her eyes. She drops the sack and picks up a stick. Exterior, the woods, a clearing, day. Milli emerges from the woods. The now bulging sack hangs over her shoulder. Her boot kicks something in the tall grass. She picks up a mud-cake plastic cylinder. She brushes it off. She lights up in recognition. Exterior, rural road, day. Milli pedals a rusty bicycle toward town, focused and energized. Wind whips her hair. She zips past a gaggle of teen girls in airy gingham dresses, all carrying loaded baskets out of a peach orchard. Milli leaves them in the dust. Exterior, abandoned farm, day. A heavy latch clunks open. Milli lifts the hood of a 2015 sedan, faded and rusty from decades of exposure. It's a nest of wires and hoses inside. Her new finds label matches one on the old car's old battery. Milli leans over the engine, trying to figure out where the new part goes. A peach hits her in the back. The teen girls taunt her from a dirt road. The group's alpha, Helen, 16, a smug and well-assembled bully, leads the jeers.
Look at that filthy thing. The car's disgusting, too. You're wasting your time, Milli. It's never gonna run.
Milli does a slow burn, not taking the bait or looking back.
Weirdo.
Interior, Milli's house, night, a quaint, rustic home. Milli carries in the burlap sack. Smeared grease covers her clothes and face. Her mother, Joy, 40s, weary and stressed, yells out.
Where the hell have you been?
Checking the snares.
You better not have been messing with that car again. I've told you.
She emerges from the room in a business suit, nearly colliding with her grimy daughter.
Damn it, Milli.
She grabs an apple from a table and a briefcase.
Soak these clothes. I want dinner ready and your homework done before I get back from my meeting. Got it? We're having words later, Milli. This isn't over.
Joy storms out. The door slams. Milli drops the bag. Interior, community hall, meeting room, night. A gavel pounds a table.
Order! Order!
Buzzing conversations fade. Joy looks out over a primitive meeting room full of female faces.
Let's stick to the agenda. The repairs committee recommends that we fix Meg's plumbing and Bev's roof this month. All in order?
Most every hand rises. Joy seals it with the gavel.
Meg, you'll have your new shower in a week.
She stops. Everything stops. A late arrival draws every eye to the back of the room. The dispatcher, 40s, strong and stout, leans against the wall. She is an imposing presence, the subject of muted whispers and nightmares. A deep scar runs from her temple to her chin. Her appearance rattles everyone, even the chair.
I don't have you on the agenda.
Nothing to report. All's quiet. I came to watch the mommy lottery.
Oh, well, okay. I'd planned to save it for last, but we can do it now. Let's change some lives.
Joy carries a shoebox to the front row, never averting her eyes from the dispatcher.
I understand we have 2 vials. So, 2 names.
Anticipation builds as a woman draws 2 names. Joy reads.
Loretta and Wendy. We'll draw again in the fall. And Loretta and Wendy, mint leaves will help your morning sickness.
She picks up the gavel. Interior, school classroom day. Bubbles form and rise to the surface in a clear pot. Teenage girls huddle around a table. The pot boils on a hot plate in the center. A teacher, Zoe, caring and steady, leads the lesson.
Who can tell me why it's bubbling? We'll stay all day if we have to. Why is it bubbling, Milli?
Because of the heat?
Heat and the pressure. The water's becoming gas. The molecules need space. Freedom, they're bursting out. That's energy.
She's lost them.
Who brought a peach for lunch? Anyone? You'll get it back.
Someone hands her a fresh peach. She makes an X in its furry skin with her thumbnail.
I love peaches, but I hate peeling them. So what if we...
She lowers the peach in the roiling water. She fishes it out with tongs and dunks it in an icy bath. The class is wrapped. She lifts the peach out and rubs it again. Its peel slides off like loose pants.
Heat and pressure. It's power. Now who's next?
Milli tosses in a peach of her own. Boiling water splashes from the pot and scalds Helen's hand.
I didn't mean to.
Helen, go see Miss Joyce.
Her classmates glare at Milli. Exterior, school, front lawn, day. Milli emerges outside with her lunch, alone as usual. She passes a bandaged Helen and sycophant. Eva and Fiona on a picnic blanket. No way they're letting her join them. Milli eats under a nearby tree. She eavesdrops.
Can you believe page 30?
I know. Ew.
Milli cranes her neck. She sees the girl leaf through a tattered paperback romance novel, the smutty kind.
Why does your mom have that?
It's not hers. It was boxed up with my great-grandma's things.
Your great-grandma was a freak.
It was different back then. You know, before.
It's still gross, and you better not get caught with it at school.
Thanks, Mom.
Helen looks up to see Zoe approaching. She hides the book under the blanket. The girls exchange looks. They rise, abandon their lunches, and head inside. Milli eyes the lump under the blanket. She grins. Exterior, rural road, day. The grin grows wider as Milli pedals away from school. The smutty book peeks out of her backpack. Exterior, the woods, day. Milli's boots trudge through the woods. She's not watching her steps. Her eyes are glued to the tattered novel's opening pages. She's captivated, intrigued. She's so distracted she doesn't notice a commotion ahead of her until a rabbit's agonized cry draws her alarm. Someone's messing with her snares. She reaches for her gun. In the distance, Asha, 16, a skinny waif with long hair and soft eyes, eases the rabbit from its trap.
Hey!
Asha runs. Milli gives chase. The rabbit escapes. It's a relentless sprint. Milli gains ground, leaping obstacles on the familiar forest floor. As the gap closes, Asha looks for options. There's a low-hanging branch on a tall tree ahead. Asha leaps up, barely able to grab it. Milli reaches the tree. She's lost sight of her target. She scans the area. Nothing. A fleeing bird rustles overhead branches. It draws Milli's eyes up to where a terrified Asha crouches on a limb.
Don't touch my snares.
She hurls a rock, missing Asha by inches.
And stay out of my woods. These are my woods. My woods.
She grabs a bigger rock and gets set to throw it, but her eyes land on Asha's spindly legs. Asha's whole body is emaciated and trembling. Milli lets the rock fall. She looks up, her eyes soften.
Just don't touch my snares, okay?
Asha clings tighter.
Come on down. I won't hurt you. You can get down. Come on.
Milli
Calm
fishes
down.
her half-eaten sandwich from her bag and offers it to Asha.
Here, you must be starving.
Asha doesn't budge. Milli sets the food down and steps back.
I won't hurt you. I swear.
As Milli backs away, Asha eases down, branch by branch.
I haven't ever seen you around. Not anywhere.
Asha hits the ground, snatches the sandwich, and runs off. Milli's intrigued eyes watch until Asha is just a blur. Interior, Milli's house, bedroom, night. Milli huddles under covers, reading the saucy book by flashlight. She finds it fascinating and foreign, a relic from another world. She reaches the dog-eared page 30. Her eyes widen. Words leap from the text: skin, touch, thigh, climax. Milli shoves the book under her legs as Joy peeks in.
I'm home. Sorry about dinner.
I saved you some.
I hear you skipped out of school this afternoon. You care to explain?
I wasn't feeling well. I'm better now.
You can't do that, Milli. If you feel sick, tell your teacher. Skipping out, it makes me look bad. Everything's not about you. You have to make good decisions for us. For all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Get to sleep.
The instant the door closes, Milli flicks on the flashlight. She reaches for the book again. End of the first 10 pages.